From all of us here at the Till Death Podcast Network, we wish you a very Merry Christmas. To express our appreciation for all of your continued support, we would like to present to you Sippin with Santa.
Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode of Sipping with Santa. Santa wants to thank you, of course, for tuning into this episode, and I want to thank Shawn for allowing me to use his channel, Sipping with Shawn, so I could talk to you again, like I did last year. Last year, I did an episode where I read letters from little boys and girls from all around the world. And this year I wanted to do something special for the viewers that was going to be different from the other Santa shows out there. So I figured I would show you Santa's route. I would show you on a map the way I go around the world and the areas of the world in which I visit and other places that I don't visit. So without further ado, let's go over to the map and check it all out. So, over here, you can see all the globe here because flat earthers, it is a globe. Believe it or not, Santa has been up in space flying around the earth. I know it is a globe. And trust me when I say I'm magic, but I also use science to my advantage in order to be able to travel around the earth. So, without going any further down that rabbit hole, you can see that there are two symbols here. There are Santa heads for all the parts of the world where Santa is definitely going to visit. And then you will see some circles with X's through it, or a line through it, as to say, Santa will not be going to this area. And this also shows you where I'm able to save some time during my travels. So, without going any further with that, let's go and let's actually describe what's going to happen here. So first off, I'm going to start with where it's going to get dark first on the 24th, which means we want to start as far east as we can possibly go. So I'm going to start all the way down here in New Zealand. So it's a long distance from up here at the North Pole to come down to New Zealand, but this is the way you travel. You travel the furthest point and then you work your way back and you make all your stops along the way. So I'm going to continue to show you. So we start here in New Zealand and then it's a quick little jump over here to Australia. And I go right along the Golden Coast here where a majority of the Australians live. Why they only stay on that one coast? I don't know. It's just what they do. I never really thought too much further into it than that. But there was a big X on this side of Australia because this is where all the Aboriginals live. None of them really celebrate Christmas, and there's a lot of dangerous animals that want to kill Santa, and I am not down with that. So, the next thing we do is we skip all of this Aboriginal area with dangerous snakes and alligators and crazy things. We skip over these islands here in the Philippines, and we don't want to get any dysentery, so we avoid India and anything with Korea and China. And then finally we go over here to Japan. Japan's a pretty busy stop. There's lots of people, but there's tons of Christians over there, and it's important for Santa to go and visit as many people as possible during Christmas time to keep the Christmas spirit alive. It's super important, and I cherish that moment of giving the presents to all the little boys and girls from all around the world. And Japan is just one of those many stops that reminds Santa how great it is to give rather than to receive. But once I'm done with Japan, Santa has lots of time to himself. He gets to go and travel all across here, and I don't have to worry about stopping in Siberia, Mongolia, parts of Russia, and then we definitely want to avoid the Middle East. There's no reason for Santa to go over there. There's some Christians, but for the most part, it's not worth the trouble. There's lots of, the Iron Dome alone is just enough to keep Santa away. So therefore, I just tend to stay away from this entire region of the globe. Sorry, try moving elsewhere. Maybe Santa will come and visit you then. On my trip then, I go and I start working my way all the way down to Southern Africa. Because down here there are some Christians that they're working. They're the white farmers. All of them, they are Christians. There's some Christians that live all along there. It's a pretty densely populated area, and it's important that Santa again spreads Christmas spirit to all parts of the globe. But there's no reason for me to go and visit any of these other areas here. This is all pagans and just the tribes. None of them want anything to do with Santa. It's not worth anyone's time or safety and whatnot. So we avoid all of this region here. Bye-bye, bye-bye. And then we go all the way over here to Russia. So you may be asking, well, Santa, why are you traveling so far from Japan to South Africa and then back up here to Russia? Remember what I said before? Santa is magic, but also Santa is trying to save some time with having to not visit portions of the world that don't care about Santa. It's kind of my day. It's about me. So therefore, I want to give gifts to those who want Santa to be around and be present. So if you care about me, I care about you. It's a two-way road, people. Seriously. Okay, so I go to Russia. It's mostly just right over here, like near Moscow and whatnot, St. Petersburg. So I visit the big cities over here in Russia, and then back over here. Now, this is going to take a lot of Santa's time at this point. Santa's going to take his time and work from Eastern Europe all the way through all the countries down through here. And then I'm even going to stop up here in these Nordic countries where before a lot of them were pagans. But I'll tell you what, they've come around. There's a lot more Christians present now. So therefore, Santa visits all of these areas and then works my way through the UK and then into Iceland. Iceland is absolutely beautiful. If you haven't gotten a chance to go there, I highly recommend it. It's not ice at all, actually. It's very green and very lush, and the people there are top notch. But you definitely don't want to bother with Greenland. So this is like how the Vikings got around with trying to convince people to stay away from the good island and go to the crap island. Greenland is nothing but ice and rock. If you want to know what the North Pole looks like during the summer, go to Greenland. You will be disappointed. Now, Santa goes and saves a lot of time with being able to travel across the oceans and not have to worry about dropping off gifts, etc., because the next big stop is going to be North America and South America. This is where Santa's going to spend a lot of time because Santa has been heavily commercialized. And so people who of all denominations really celebrate Santa over here in the United States and even in South America. But we're focusing mostly on trips of areas that I'm going to be visiting the most, which Christian homes. And again, so you have to be Christian and you also have to be nice. If you're not nice, I might drop off coal, but for the most part, I just avoid the whole house because it saves me the hassle of having to stop in the first place. So I'm going to start up here on the east side of Canada, work my way down the eastern side of the United States. I'm going to skip over Mexico at this point and just hit Cuba, Puerto Rico, Haiti, etc., the Virgin Islands, and then I'm working my way down the east coast of South America from Colombia to Brazil, Argentina, etc. So I'm just working my way down the coast. Now there's a big X here in the middle because with the X, this is where it's mostly just rainforest. There's no real people that celebrate Christmas. It's a lot of tribes and little, I guess, aboriginals, if you will call them that. So there's no reason for me to ever go there. Again, dangerous animals. Santa does not need to get bit by anything, especially anacondas and whatnot. It's scary. You ever see that movie with Ice Cube? Ooh, ooh. Anyway, now for Santa's final trip, he's going to start here, his final run. I'm going to be going and... Oh, hold on one second. I got to fix my camera. I'm going to be starting down here near Chile, work my way up the west coast of South America, through Latin America, through Mexico, all of California and the west coast of the United States, Vancouver and western coast of Canada into Alaska. And everyone's basically down here in this portion of Alaska anyway. Not too many people live up here in the Arctic Circle, but there are some, and if Santa needs to go there, I will. Santa does what he has to do, and I'm a man of my word. Now, finally, this is the final stop for Santa's trip. At this point, I've been working for almost 24 hours to make my way all the way around the globe and maintain the time zone in which I started. I started over here at 10 p.m. I'm losing some time when it comes to over here in Europe and then North and South America, but for the most part, it's around, let's say, 3, 4 a.m. at this point. Still early enough to where people are still sleeping, but Santa's work is almost done. Santa's last stop after Alaska is going to be down here in Hawaii. And instead of milk and cookies, Santa is going to trade that in for Mai Tais and coconut. And I'm going to indulge a little bit, watch a little bit of the sunrise when I'm finished with all the homes in Hawaii, and then work my way all the way back up to the North Pole just in time for Mrs. Claus to me out for saying that I didn't do something right, or I left the toilet seat up, or blah 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 blah, I left the reindeer stalls open when I should have closed them before I left, etc. All the typical nagging, but I love her all the same. So with that being said, I hope that sheds a little bit of light as to how and why Santa is able to travel the globe so quickly and easily. And now let's not forget the fact that Santa is magic. So I am able to turn into a gelatinous mess and sneak underneath door frames and between the cracks of windows. I can turn radiators into the fireplaces, just like in the Santa Claus, and you saw how quickly I was able to jump from house to house like in the Christmas Chronicles. So therefore, you know Santa can do all of these amazing things, and there's no question in anyone's mind now of how or why one man is able to make his way around the globe so quickly. So again, thank you for watching this episode. I want to thank everyone who supports the Till Death Podcast Network and allows me to do these episodes once a year. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to them. So again, thank you from the bottom of our hearts here on Till Death Podcast Network and of course the North Pole. And I'll be sure to be stopping at your house tomorrow, or well, not tomorrow, but this weekend, because guess what? Christmas is right around the corner. Today is the 22nd, and that means you have 3 days before you get to open some presents from me. Woo! Okay, with that, everybody, thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 ho. I'm going to go have some cookies and milk with the missus, and hopefully she's not so, cranky anymore. Okay, with that, guys, take care, and remember, as Shawn always says, keep on sipping. Ho, 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 ho.
On behalf of everyone here of the Till Death Podcast Network, we want to say thank you for watching this video. If you like what you saw, make sure you hit the like button below, and then you subscribe to the channel so that you get all the notifications for all the new content we're constantly putting out. And then you can also follow the other links for our different social media accounts, and you can go and follow us there and keep up to date with everything that we're doing on a regular basis. So with that, take care, and we'll catch you in the next video.